natin na alam mo naman, 'di ba? Mga Pogo, 'di ba? Tapos walang laban ng Farmali diyan, 'di ba? Kung Lamborghini ng Farmali, chopper McLaren level yung mga Pogo niyan, 'di ba? So, considering how sensitive this issue is and how much money is at stake, how much dodgy stuff is at stake, I think it's extremely important. Extremely important that the president not only announces this total ban on Pogos, but really cracks down big time on this kind of issues. I actually interviewed NEDA Secretary Balisacan when I was in GMA Network, so you can check that. It's available for free online. I also uploaded it on my Spotify, the full version na hindi na-upload ng GMA, so you can check that yourself. But I hope, again, to talk to more folks. Yes, I want to talk about semiconductors, electric cars, electric battery, some niche but very important sectors na feeling ko malaking opportunity natin to get into the big game, right? Big boys club. Maybe not as the biggest member, but at least as a new member and an important member. But going back to this, I think the Pogo issue was important. And kung mapansin niyo dun sa interview natin with Justice Carpio the other day, few, 3 days ago when I was still in Ibiza, last Friday, it looks like he was very optimistic na yung letter nila na sinulat nila kay BBM calling for the ban of Pogo. They felt, I think they met President Marcos. They felt that there was a lot of receptiveness. So let's see how in the coming days and months this Pogo issue is going to be dealt with. But just to be clear, about this, guys, mahalaga talaga ito, guys. This is extremely important. The Pogo issue is also one area where Marcos, just like West Philippines, he can pin down the Dutertes because the Pogo issue is a legacy of Digong. Alright, etong version ng Pogo na mga alam niyo na, diba? This is really a Digong era legacy. There were online casinos before, I know that, of course, but etong dagsan, guys, ng mga Pogo and all that, this is a Duterte legacy. And Marcos can pin them down on this because kasalanan ni Duterte talaga yan. Nakapasok lahat ng mga fake mayors na to, fake Filipinos na to, mga sindikato, mga drug dealers, kung ano mga kalokohan niyan. This is Duterte's legacy. So they can pin him down. The same way they can pin down Duterte on the gentleman's agreement, West Philippines issue and all of that. So I think the challenge for BBM is that he has to really combine defense and offense. So defending his economic track record on the economy is necessary, but clearly he's not doing sufficient enough because at the end of the day, ang titignan ng tao talaga yung totoong presyo na sa merkado, hindi lang yung mga mga few centers here na kadiwa, yung mga ganun na subsidized. But that's just too limited to make any difference. We want to look at the market prices. And considering this guy promised 20 pesos ng bigas kada kilo, and now it's like more than 3 times that, it's a big problem. But I think while he has to do the defense, he has to realize that his best chance is actually go on the offense against the Dutertes. This is not something that is in consonance dun sa kanyang temperament because of his extreme risk-averse attitude, which paid off in a sense that he's still president with majority approval. But I think now he has to really go on offense because if he's just gonna be in defense, mabubugbog talaga siya. Because on the most urgent issues for Filipinos, inflation, for instance, among others, job creation, he's not doing that well. Especially wage increase, poverty alleviation, job creation, he's not doing very well. On fighting corruption, not much is happening. So I think the best strategy for Marcos is to go on the offense. Because, simple lang naman yan eh. If genuine opposition criticizes Marcos on this issue, may point sila. But obviously, we know that unfortunately, at this point, the genuine opposition is not that strong. Progressive, left, mga ganon, they have their own sets of weaknesses and all of that. And halos same lang sinasabi nila over the past 70 years or 60 years since they were found. But the Dutertes are powerful eh. And the other time I explained bakit ang taas na approval rating pa rin ni Sara. And I think of all the 3 opposition that I mentioned, genuine opposition, makabayan opposition, and naging opposition lang, hindi nila nakuha yung gusto nila, yung mga opposition. Yung third ang pinaka-powerful so far. But they also have the least moral ascendancy. Because una, mga ka-DDS, kayo nagpanalo sa unit team, kayo nagpanalo sa mga Marcoses. So kung may reklamo kayo, may sasabihin kayo about Marcoses, kayo nagpanalo, kasalanan yan. Pangalawa, wag naman masyadong 'di ba? Sasakyan niyo pa yung EDSA, sasakyan niyo pa yung mga genuine opposition issues. Kunyari opposition na kayo biglang dahil hindi na ako ang gusto niyo. And pangatlo, mahalaga ito eh. Dapat on the offense si Marcos dito in the sense that he has to pin down also Duterte's for their legacy. On the Pogo issue, legacy in terms of economic damage. Duterte was one of the most incompetent leaders on earth when it came to economic management during the pandemic. We had almost 10% economic contraction from 2020 to 2021. This was among the worst on earth, and by far the worst in Southeast Asia, and next to India, the worst in entire Asian region, right? So, so I think honestly the best chance for Marcos is to go down on the offense against the Dutertes, right? Rather than just be on the defensive and taking the punches and all of that. So this is something I think that is extremely important in terms of communication strategy for Marcos in the weeks and days to come. Okay, anyways, thank you very much, guys. I need to habol pa yung mga ibang works natin while adjusting my body clock and all of that. But thank you very much again for your continued support and all. I hope you appreciate these interventions that we're making. Sorry magulo, may mga out of nowhere Gen Z fans na out of nowhere. And I know we're covering a lot of issues sabay-sabay, but I hope you guys get what we're trying to do here. Parang it's just an open discussion among etc. Please also don't forget to add us and rate us if you think we deserve it. Dito sa mga different platforms and podcasts natin. Deep Dive with Richard Hidarian. So I needed to make some twists and tweaks to make it more professional. So Deep Dive with Richard Hidarian, or just put Richard Hidarian or Hidarian sa Spotify, lalabas yung pangalan natin. And also on Apple Podcasts. So if you look at it, we're here right now, currently at almost 600 ratings, no? And 4.8 out of 5 stars. So we hope to push it up again to 4.9 and closer to 5, and hopefully around 1,000 ratings, because when you have those 1,000 ratings, it gives more momentum and also helps you with the algorithm. So please continue to share this, because eventually our goal is to have some sort of a Spotify event, big event, para mga cool pals. Thank you also sa mga cool pals natin for reaching out. Unfortunately, I was not able to join you guys this week because of I'll be out of town until almost the end of this month. But I'm looking forward to meeting folks from the cultural comedy scene. Please check out my interview with Red Oliero. It's for free on YouTube. You can check that. I think there was a TikTok version made out of that. I also posted some of the highlights. I also look forward to joining the Cool Pals folks. Eventually, we want to do also our Spotify events, no? Big events, bring in people, bring in experts. I hope bring Leloy, bring Mr. 0.6%, bring attorney Mark Gamboa, bring all of these great guys, academics and experts and friends. Chris Stan, of course, bring them together for our big events. That's our hope. So mahalaga talaga itong tuloy-tuloy na supportan nyo, because numbers matter. Unfortunately, that's how it works with the big companies. They have to see that we're doing well in terms of our algorithm and all of that. We have a pretty healthy following here on Facebook, combined around 300K. We're meeting our target hopefully dito sa YouTube soon. We want to get that 100K para blue check na natin. We're doing fine on different, but Spotify and especially Apple Podcasts, we're nowhere near where we should be. So please also check it. And there's no advertisement, nothing, no monetization, nothing. You can just listen for free, and it always heartens me to know that marami sa ating mga kabayan, libo-libo sa ating mga kabayan, ginawa tayong background noise lang bago matulog doon sa Spotify, or background information, source of news while they're running around, etc. Doon sa BGC the other week, yung mga kakonyo natin, di ba? Like, it's Richard. I mean, it's interesting actually. There are times I'm just talking and then someone from behind, so it's like, what? Ikaw ba si Richard Haydaran? So there's some people who know us by my voice, right? So that means they're listening to our Spotify and audio version or audio production. So I really appreciate that. Muchas gracias. As you can see, medyo natan tayo, and this is tan. This is not this is not blush. I love Spain. It's a beautiful place. I really appreciate it. As a Filipino, I really feel at home, and of all Western countries, I think U.S. obviously it's very close to our heart culturally, California, etc., family, etc. Given and but what I love about Spain, España, is that kahit hindi ganun kaganda yung Espanyol mo, kahit medyo baluktad katulad natin, you can get away and they're very appreciative. And Barcelona is gorgeous. Ibiza is lovely. Madrid is just majestic. There's just so much that España can offer, and it's not that expensive, and it's not paposh masyado. So on that note, thank you very much. Maraming salamat. And yes, please continue to support us. And thank you dun sa mga nag-subscribe na, nag-rate na, but please ask other folks. They're not gonna regret it. You know, I mean, they're free to skip some of our discussions, etc., whatever. But please, don't hesitate to share and support us. On that note, thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Hasta pronto. Talk to you guys soon.